Hey guys, how's it been going? I've been working on a watch list. I'm still developing as it goes, but I think I've got some good ones to go ahead and put out for us coming this week coming. So first, before we get into it, if you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that like button, subscribe button, share it with your friends. Guys, go over to Twitter at WTrades, DUBYA Trades. I put in charts, news, information whenever I go live, all that stuff there. It's a good place to keep up with stocks in general and the community at large. Alright guys, let's get into it. So the first one here is ticker BBIG. It's one we've been trading. It's a short squeeze play. We can see, guys, if we pull out to the 4 hour, it's overall still very good and still very bullish. You can see that it has found support here, bounced, and then it's come and found support around this, what price is that, around 765. So overall it's looking bullish, but what are we looking for in the days to come, tomorrow, the next day, so forth and so on, right? So going into tomorrow, I believe that we are going to get short attacked the next day or two. I do believe that we are going to see some have been pushed down, but I believe it's going to start off the day pretty good. It's already went into the after hours looking pretty bullish. And overall, I believe the chart looks pretty much in our favor. So let's take a look real quick. Go over here to the browser. Okay. So we can see that the short percentage of float shorted, or did I say that right? It's 50%. Okay. The short interest, all that, it's still looking pretty good at it. Let's see. Price versus short. Yeah, we even have some dark pool data here on it. If we go over here to dark pools. We can see that over the last few days, they had been using it. The last day or two here, what day? Let me make sure, the 3rd and the 2nd, it was used a little bit less. But they are using some dark pools to push these prices through, especially with, if we come over to here. I believe a lot of the dark pools have been used to get through some of the, well, we are making sure we're on around 1 FTDs. Here we go. Some of these fell to delivers. If you look at some of those high days that it was up, coincided with some of these bigger number fell to delivers. But as you can see, we still have quite a few. If we start at the 8th here, 500, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 100,000, almost 400, 400, 470, 685. We still have all the way from the 8th to the 18th a lot of fell to delivers coming in. And even though dark pools help hide it, it only pushes it another day or two, depending on if they go international or not with them. So these will eventually have to come through. Their T35 date will have to come through. Just depends on, you know, who's holding, how far it gets pushed down, things like that. Now, let's get into any news. I was looking on there that BBIG is now out trending things like support and stocks like that. So there's still a lot of eyes behind it. But most of the news is just that. It's just that it is a short squeeze play. You know, there's a lot of volume behind it. So it's just mainly the news is there is eyes on it. You know, so that's good for the stock. So let's go into the next one here. Skills. That is ticker SKLZ, skills. Yeah, this is one I'm still very bullish on. You can see that it popped up over our trend line that we had here. It come up all the way to this 1398 resistance, got rejected, and now it's found its support along this. Let me make sure I tell you right. 1211, yeah, roughly around this 1211 spot. It's consolidating out that. So that's a good sign. It's not been able to get pushed any further down than that. It's still above the trend line. It's come down, retested, and consolidating. So overall, with this one, I'd like to see it up over this 1398. I'd like to see it not get rejected here again and break above it. And then once we get above this 1577, I believe we're smooth selling up until the 22 to about the 19 to 22 area. I believe we're smooth selling up into around that area. So that's what I'm looking for out of skills. Let's see about any failed to delivers, things like that. So, short interest. It's not giving me a percentage float on this one. Let me pull up the other one here, guys. It's not got as good data on it. I mean, it uses a smaller data set, so it's probably going to be a little bit higher than this one coming up, but it still is. It's you know, it's better than going off of nothing, is what I'm getting at. So it only uses a few sources for their data points. Well, if I can get it to pull up. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So right here, skills. So it's showing about 24. To give you an idea, when you look at Bbig, you'll see it had 50. See, it's showing 21% of float on this one. So just by guessing, it's probably between the 30 and 40, maybe even up to 50, but we know it's at least 20. Even by using this side, it's at least 24%. So let's check out the failed to delivers on it. Let's come over to around the 8th. So yeah, we got some. We got 130, 300, 19, 130, almost 300, 680, 350. So it's not as high as Bbig, but there is a lot of failed delivers coming from the 8th up to the 18th. Still due on here, and it's still looking good. So with the short interest and the failed delivers, I look for this stock to do just like we said there. Let me pull it back up. To get back up over this 13, then if we can see up over the 15, then it'll be smooth sailing. As long as it don't get pushed back down by shorts or profit takers or things like that, I think this stock is still a really good play. And this one or the next one I'm going to mention is the next two that I look to see popping off. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the next one. Now I made a video or update on the next one. We briefed on it one time before, and it is works. Let me see here, get it out here right. There we go. So it's works. This one I've been more and more excited about the more I see. Mainly because it's set up similar to being like support. We see the spikes, it comes down, it finds support along this trend line going upwards here, and now we have this little bit of consolidation period, but it's still above this trend line. And what makes me excited about this for this week, guys, is, let me show you. Well, one second, let me go back. So you see right up here on, be able to point it out here, The free float is around 8.26 million. Now the volume right now it's just right under 500,000. But every time we get around these spikes, it spikes up into the teens and 20s, and even I think we've had a few times up to around 60 million, something like that. So it spikes around these times right here. So I started looking back at like what is causing these initial spikes. This one right here started out as news, and then a few other things popped in, but this one right here, there wasn't a whole lot of big news around at the time. So if we type in works and look at the failed to delivers, the last time it spiked, it started out with some failed to delivers. So like I said, guys, I've got a video up of this if you want to get more into it. But there's a buttload of failed deliveries starting on the 8th with almost 1,919,000. And it goes off like that. The red means that they're abnormally high for this stock. All the way up to the 18th, we've got a buttload of failed deliveries. And if you remember me talking about this stock, it keeps getting rejected around the 5. So right now I'm playing this as if it could be a play that goes back up to 5. Right? So even if we're looking at a play that goes back up to 5, right now, where is 5 at? That is 80%. 80% ROI, return on investment. An additional $2.24. That is good. I don't care what you're looking at. So even if it's just a play back up to 5, that's good. But I believe if we can pop up over this resistance and hold it, that with the failed delivers come, it's got about a short interest of about 17, 18, 19%, somewhere right in through there. I believe that'll be enough to send it up to about 15 to 20 bucks. You know, I don't think it's going to go to the moon, but I think it's enough to get a little bit more out of it. At least, like I said, around somewhere between $12 to $15. If it can get above this 5 and hold it. Okay, so with that being said, let me do a rundown of AMC. Just on the chart. God, everybody knows plays on AMC. They know that there's a lot of DD out there. So I'm just going to quickly go over the chart, show what to look for the week coming. So you can see if you pull back that we had the sell-off period, the consolidation period, the 3 signs of the reversal: the sell-off, the consolidation, and then it picks back up. And right now we're in that pick back up period. But if you look right here, we keep getting rejected around this 48.19. That's the one we need to get up over, the 48.19. Then it should be pretty well smooth selling up to the 53, and then the 58, and then the 60. And then from there we can go up to the 72 and the 77. Right, yeah, 77. So guys, that's what we're looking at. We do have this double top, but it's still staying above the 50-day EMA line. So I believe it's looking good. We just need to get up over this 48.19. Now, of course, we can get short attacked. We can get pushed down, profit takers. All that is in on AMC right now, and all that can happen. But overall, I still think we've got this bullish trend going on. I still believe it looks really good. We just have to wait and see what the week brings for us. But that's what I'd be looking for it to get above this 48.19. Okay, guys. Now, with all that, let's run down MMAT. I did make a video of MMAT too. And on this one, I was talking about the EMA play on that video. It's just another way to play it, even if you're not in it for the squeeze, in it for the long term. If you're just looking for another way to play it, and it's what I'm looking at mainly right now, it's when the 15-day crosses over, that's the purple line, crosses over the 50-day, which is the green line. So when it crosses over, what you look for is a retest 1, retest 2, and then 3. That's where you'd buy in on that third one. So right here is our next buy-in, this next bounce. Right? Sorry about that, I was looking at something. But, so we're looking at this next bounce up. Now, we got rejected last time around this 620 to 642 mark. So that's the next spot we need to get above. Overall, on the 15, we're staying above the 200. It looks like we're mostly riding between the 15 and 18 lines and the 100-day EMA line. That seems to be the way this one's riding out, mostly on that 100-day EMA line. So overall, I think MAT's not done yet. Like I said, short attacks, stuff like that can happen. But overall, I think MAT's still looking good. We just need to get up over this 621 mark. 620, 621. That's where we're getting rejected at. That's where we need to get up over. So next one, I'm going to try to run through some of these a little bit more quicker. Not make this video so long. Here's one that I just found that I think looks really good. It is PSFE. Did I not do that right? Okay. Oh well, let's just get rid of the text you want to do for right now. I'm having trouble out of it. Let's just get rid of it. Okay. Make sure you're still with me here. PSFE. This is Play Safe Unlimited. If we look at the 4-hour, guys, look, we have the sell-off, the consolidation, and the bounce. Okay, we're above the 50-day, and you can see that we're above the 50-day EMA line and the 100-day EMA line, and we're almost at the 200. But you can see that the 15 is starting to cross over the green 50. That's bullish. We need to get up over the 200 where it gets a lot better, but I'm expecting this to at least come back up over this 11 pretty quickly from there. That's what I'm talking about, filling that little sell-off gap there. And then we're looking at any point of this return right there, like anywhere up through here. We could see 13, 14, even all the way back up to recent highs of 19. If we get up over that 200-day and hold. Me personally, I'm going to be playing $10 calls on this. I believe it's great for that. I'm not going to buy any shares on this until it gets up over that 200 and looks good. It needs to get up over that 200, retest it, and bounce. But I do think that this one's a good one for calls. I'm excited about this play. I think it's going to look good in the coming days. Another one, Matterport, MTTR. Matterport, sorry. Again, we have the 15 crossing over the 50, and it's all up over the 200, which makes it bullish. We have the bounces, the 1, 2, 3, so it's a buy-in point. I don't know if I ever get to have some drawings on this one. If you look at the day chart, it has popped up and then consolidated, and now we're up higher than we have been since it IPO. Well, this one was more of a SPAC merger type IPO, but since then we are the highest it's been in a while. Guys, this one's looking really good, and I could see it returning back up to these $24 marks and on from there. This one's another one I'm excited about. I think it looks good right now, and I think it's a good play, and it's even up in the after hours from the sell-off it did have. Overall, we've had, well, keep going back, since the 23rd, it's kept going. So it's still looking bullish and still looking good. Now, AEHR. Guys, if there's anything you want to know on these, got any more questions, I know it's just a video, we're not doing this one live like we normally do. You're welcome to get a hold of me on the Wall Street Bets new Discord, Twitter, or message me here. I can give you any information that you're looking, or any questions I didn't answer, things like that. So AEHR. Again, this one was one that popped up. It's got a lot of good news about it. We see that it kind of sold off, consolidated, and now it's back up again. This one has a lot of bullish news on it. They are, they've acquired another company. They have, oh wow, I can't even remember everything. Let me see. Pull this up real quick, AEHR. So yeah, it looks like they're having a second, like initial public offering to raise some money. They are, they've got some big order from China for the things that they make. Actually, looks like 2 big orders maybe. They acquired a company not too long ago, and they keep getting all these orders like from the 24th up, so it's looking really bullish. I think that it will continue on in the days and maybe even weeks to come. So this one's a good one to look at, and right now we are in that little bit of a sell-off period. It still hasn't reached under the 15-day, so if it hits this and bounces, this should be a good little buy-in point for this one. Now, let's get one that we hit on right about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I was excited because there's a lot of ETFs buying this one up. And now it's back in getting some block trades and things. But you can see again, we had the sell-off, the consolidation, and now it's picking back up. This is Marked Forged. They do kind of like like 3D printing, I think maybe. Let me see. I know it says this right here was a company created for the purpose of effecting a merger. But this one's getting bought up. There's a lot of block trades, and we can see that the 15-day is up over the 50. It's getting a lot of eyes on it now, and it's looking really good. Again, if we want to look at what we are looking for, so even if we go back to recent highs, that's 17%. 17% return on investment. So right now we are up over the 922 support, or what was resistance, now support, and we're pretty much over the 200. I like to see it confirm that it's going to stay over the 200, maybe by getting up over it, retesting, and start breaking these resistance lines, climbing, pretty much stair-stepping its way up. The RSI looks really good. We're not over bought yet, and the MACD is as bullish as it gets. It's separated, it's over the center line, and we have green bars. So guys, don't sleep on this one. It's MKFG. It's really good right now. VIH. This one was one that's probably going to be more of a day trade or maybe even a day or two hold. But you can see that it went bullish near the end of the day and into the after hours, and it looks good. It does need to get up over this 1178 mark, which is at 1160 right now. And I look for it to start off tomorrow pretty bullish. We might see a slight sell off and then pick up, but as long as it stays above the 200 and especially the 50-day, it's going to really take off in the morning. That's VIH. BTCM. This is another one that's been up here recently. It's another mining company for Bitcoins, things like that. Yeah, cryptocurrency mining company. We can see here that it had its little dip, but it never did dip under the 200. It's back up and consolidated out. This is one I'll be watching come Monday. Trying to get through these guys. Let's see, what have I got left? CEI. This one's another one, same thing. It's been up, it's been bullish. The 15 been over the 50, and we have the one. Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have the 1, 2, 3. So it's at its buy-in point. It looks really good. I believe somebody had asked me the last day there, Friday, if I think it could get up to $1, and I do believe it can. That day it just didn't have the bullishness. It was already well overbought, but going into tomorrow, I believe it stands a very good chance of getting over the 90 mark, and then from there we could see $1. I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow, but I believe it could get there. So this is one to definitely be watching and looking out. Again, as long as it can stay up over the 200, I believe we're good on this one. Here's one that's a little bit different. This one is American Eagle Outfitters. And if we pull back here, you can see for a while it consolidated between those two bars, the 32.13 and the 38.14. But now we've had a sell-off. And this is a company, I mean, if you look at the day chart, it's done good for a while. It come up here, consolidated, and dipped down. So I don't believe this will be one to stay down. But at the same time, you don't want to buy in if it's not making moves to show you that it can return. If we're talking about just a return on investment to the near highs, we are looking at just from where it's at now, back up to roughly, that's 45%. 45% ROI, guys. But first, like I said, we need to start seeing signs of a reversal. We've hit the first part, the sell-off, and the consolidation. Now we need to see the bounce or see if it's going to continue lower. My get-in point on this one would be over the 200. If it gets over that, looks good. We start seeing the 15 up over the 200 too. That would be a good little buy-in point. But this is one that I'm watching. It's AEO. I think it offers a pretty good little return on investment, even from what was the recent? Let me go back here one second. 38, might as well say 39. So even if we go from the 200 to 39, let's pick a spot over the 200 to 39. Even that's a 33.67% return. So that's pretty good. So that's one to keep your eye on and watch. Look for it. Set you an alert. And wait for that alert to hit. Make, you know, make sure that it's showing you signs of reversal. There's no point in buying in here because it could continue going lower. You want to make it show you that it could return on these sell-off plays. Okay, guys. What else do we got? Here is one that I'm looking at. To me, it's not yet its buy-in point, and it may turn out to be nothing. But the short interest on this thing, percentage of float, is 80%. 80%, guys. That's higher than anything I've seen. And it's continuing up. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we can see that it did have this little sell-off or push down, whatever you want to call it. It consolidated and bounced, and it's continuing up. So, what am I looking for on this? Well, personally, I think that since now the 15 and 18 is up over, and we're looking at that it is up over the 70, I want to see that it can pull back and bounce. Not just pull back and sell off. I want to see it come back down to the 15 and bounce, or the 50 and bounce. I want to see that it can continue its bullishness and not sell off at the first sign of any type of pullback. So from there, it could start seeing some good news. I think it does need more eyes on it. The volume is still under 1 million. It's at 141K. So between that, showing bullishness, I'd like to see the volume up. Show that it does have that momentum, that the people behind it. But this is one that I have put on my watch list. I have set an alert for, and I'm watching closely to see what happens, just because of the high short interest. Now this one is LTCH, and guys, it's worth putting on that list just to watch. This one could turn into something. I mean, even from, let's see, from its low down here, that's been 43% just on that. So it's worth keeping an eye on. It's worth checking out. And guys, for right now, I believe that's what I've got. So what we're looking for going into tomorrow is MKFG, BBIG, Skills, SKLZ, Works, WRX, MMAT, MMAT, VIH, CEI, LTCH, IEO, MTTR, BTCM, PSFE, AEHR. That's what we're looking for, guys. Now, if you appreciate everything I do, hit that like button, subscribe button, and guys, go over to Twitter, hit the follow button at WTrades, DUBYA. We appreciate you, and you have a great day. See you tomorrow.